Hello y'all, this is the Ninja DC. Today's LACA is a sort of mini response. It's not a full response because I believe the argument in itself is too silly to justify a full-on response video. The argument in question was brought up by Tommy Oliver's recent Fluttershy video, where Tommy states that all the main six are static characters. Yeah, bullshit. Now, I could spend hours discussing character growth, but I feel a direct method is more appropriate and more efficient here. As in, it's time for a rapid-fire discussion of each of the main six's character growth from Season 1 till now. Ready? Let's begin. Let's start with our bookworm protagonist that had no friends her own age from Episode 1 and was solely obsessed with being Celestia's prized pupil. Now, she is not just a teacher, but the bucking princess of friendship. She went from the definition of an antisocial shut-in to an outgoing leader. Seriously? No growth? How about AJ, who went from a completely stubborn do everything on her own to frequently asking for help from her friends? Not to mention the newer episodes are showing her growth as a potential new patriarch of the Apple family, in the same vein that Granny Smith is currently, by taking on more leadership roles within family activities. Also, in side issues of better characterization, the writers have shown growth recently by showing more of her flaws and failures. And yes, that is a good thing by rounding out her character. Again, static. Think by Shirley is static, right? I mean, she's still the same half and same pony from Season 1, right? It's not like she's shown a growth in responsibility by taking care of young foals, by frequently foal sitting now, or learning she needs to pace herself by not trying to do everything with every pony at every time. Nope, completely static. And Rarity. And what? Rarity has shown absolutely no growth as a sister. Again, bullshit, Oliver. How can you be a so-called Rarity fan and not see her growth from a distant sister from Season 1 and early Season 2 to one willing to put her job on the line to help her sister in Season 4? Not to mention Rarity's continued willingness to rough it up and get dirty when a good reason is provided by her friends or sister. That's something that Season 1 Rarity would not have done. And Rainbow Dash. Sweet Celestia has she not improved from her narcissistic self from Season 1 to a proven leader in late Season 2 onward, one willing to look past her own desires for the team as displayed by both Hurricane Fluttershy and Rainbow Falls, not to mention how she is becoming a legit role model for Scootaloo, not just for her speed but for her care and support. Are you seriously going to say the dash from flight to the finish is the exact same dash from Season 1? Seriously. And Fluttershy. I really don't need to explain her. I've done so on my by far most popular video, but to summarize, she has gone from a character who is literally afraid of her own shadow in Season 1 to being able to befriend a god of chaos. Static my ass. Look, I can somewhat understand these claims of static characterization if we are judging from the same standpoint of a film or novel that's built around one distinct story arc, but this is an ongoing multimedia narrative franchise that very well could span a decade. Character growth is going to be much more subtle and over a long term, which in and of itself is actually more realistic real life. Everybody does not simply have profound moments that completely change their outlook on life every day. Tommy, if you want to discuss mentally unstable, that is mentally unstable. And some traits will always be defining traits of, well, a character. Look, I feel I need to address this. The notion that Fluttershy is a static character that does not grow simply because she's not an outgoing extrovert at this point is bullshit. She is an introvert and will always be an introvert, as long as the writers continue to be, well, good. And there is nothing wrong with that. The modern idea that everybody needs to be extroverts is a truly unhealthy idea. I'm not saying Fluttershy's social anxiety is not a problem. It is, which is good. Characters without problems make for poor stories. Fluttershy will likely get over her anxiety fully, or at least get it fully in control, but not by Season 5, more like Season 10 or so, or whatever the final season is. Till then, by season, she will continue to make baby steps to cure it. So no, Tommy, the main six are not static. In fact, for their primary medium, TV cartoons, they are very dynamic. Just compare the main six's growth to primetime cartoons like The Simpsons, King of the Hill, or Stupid Guy. Don't use novel or movie character development pacing to judge the main six, as they are not in a movie, at least not primarily. Well, this is the Ninja DC. Keep calm and an open mind. Also, the shaming argument against Fluttershy fans by saying she has a mental disorder also falls flat when all the main six could easily be labeled with ones for their own defining traits. like Twilight and her blatant OCD condition, or Pinkie Pie's split personality disorder, or Rarity's maniac depression. Cartoons by their nature play up character traits. Trying to use that to shame fans of a character makes you look petty.
What the heck is wrong with these people? All the ponies in this town are crazy!